Hey there, this is Adam Wilson with Wave Audio and Video again. And I'm so excited, guys. I know I have no subscribers to this channel yet. I'm hoping that will change if you like my content. But I'm so excited it's finally happened. So I saw a blurb on Facebook last night on Crumar Instruments Facebook page that they were releasing something special. In fact, all you saw on the post was a picture of the keyboard and the word tomorrow. Well, tomorrow finally happened. And they showed off, or have shown off briefly, the Crumar DK 61 organ controller. That's right. No sounds built in. You just hook it up to your computer, to a phone, and that's it. It works. Um, I'm so excited. Because for years most of the time I played vintage organs since about 2004. And the whole time, I kept thinking, geez, there needs to be more portable options. And of course, at the time there was, you had this, it's a piano, but my 20-pound Yamaha P85 works great for pianos, but for playing organ, iffy, with the weighted keys and everything. And so at that time, back in 2004, I knew that there was products from Hammond, mainly from Hammond, and they were, well, I played on one years later, 2008, 2000, no, it was 2012. And I wasn't very impressed with the feel of the keys. I had going back to 2004. Sorry for jumping around, but that was 2004. That was when I first learned anything about the Hammond organ, and to feel it's very difficult to describe even to people that play keyboards. That the feel of that instrument is very difficult to describe to somebody, if even, like I said, other musicians, if they have not played one. And the closest thing I can come up with, closest comparison, it is like, it's gonna sound dumb, but like a hot knife through butter. And when I played on that Hammond, I'm not gonna name the model. It was one of their clone wheel options back in early 2000s. And this guy at a church I was going to at the time, he had this Hammond, and they just this keyboard, single keyboard, they really didn't nail at all the action on the organ. And so as the years have gone on, things have gotten better. That has changed. I was at a music shop in my area. It was a few years ago on my birthday, actually. Another Hammond that was actually a dual manual clone wheel, and it this is another strange story for me because, I've never experienced this before or since. The guy couldn't find the power cord to plug in the instrument and get sound out of it. And I literally could not stop putting my hands on that organ. And there was no sounds coming out. And it just, the feel of that keyboard just the keyboards blew me away. In that double manual package. Come to find out years later, it was a guitar action, and I loved it. I loved it. Felt the what was supposed to pass for drawbars on the Hammond clone wheel I was playing that had the guitar keys. Nah, didn't work. Didn't suit me at all. And now, all these years later, 2025, Crumar have done it. The DK61 is just about any organ, I would think any organ player's dream. If you use Hammond B3, BX3, B3X, the IK multimedia software. And you, according to a video I saw of Andrea with Crumar earlier today, you just plug it in. They had the mobile version of their VB3 software running. I believe it was on an iPhone. And he just plugged it in and thing powered up and boom, off to the races. And I was very very shocked. Even more so, the when they moved the drawbars in and out, I couldn't really. It was so noisy in there, I couldn't really hear. But did almost think maybe I heard the little click 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 between each of the numbers on the drawbars and the keypad. They're not using guitar as far as I know. They are using I believe it's Pulse Instruments, some newly designed keypad, and it's going to be very interesting. If I ever get my hands on one of those, for the price alone, you're going from a keyboard, a series of organ keyboards, the Mojo units. They've loaded up VB3 2 in them, and that's great. That's the software that Guido Scodamilio made, and all those years ago, and I've still running the demo on my MacBook. I've recently switched to using Logic, and so I've discovered the Logic preset as well for organ. It sounds good too, but still nothing going to beat, for me, the VB3 2. But geez, the Mojo, as good as it looked, as good as it sounds, well, still looks and still sounds. $1,500 for me personally, just too expensive for me. And so taking that technology and the controls and everything, and getting the sound module out from inside the keyboard, and so all you've got is just the controls of the organ, and taking that down from $1,500 down to $600 $600 just for the controller. Yeah, I mean, it blows my mind. It was just blowing my mind seeing that video with Andrea playing the DK61 earlier. The keybed, I should say, sounds. I heard the little, when you play any kind of instrument, if it's in a quiet or not so quiet, if microphones are just right, you'll hear the little, well, that's the sound of my P85 makes. Funky, loud, clunky boy. Power's off. When the power's on, you don't hear anything. But I guess just the way they had the mics set, you heard the little. It wasn't a thunk. It was, but it was still a good sounding, very quiet, very quiet sounding action. So I'm hoping that they were able to nail the feel of the vintage Hammonds as close as they can get, basically. I'm very excited. So if I ever get my hands on one, I will certainly be sure to give a review, let you all know. And that's pretty much just all for this video. If, as I always say in all of my videos, if anybody needs video edited or you're in my area around East Tennessee, just give me a holler. I will film, I will edit. $75 an hour for filming and $20 an hour for edits. And I will talk to you all next time. God bless. Bye-bye.